Welcome once again, my dear viewer, to Dr. Paul Kebicho YouTube channel. And I want us to look at a few things. You need to understand who a good employer is, because not every employer is a good employer. So as you go looking for a job, it is important as a consultant, I get to share with you a few things that makes somebody or an organization to be called a good employer. And one of them is a good employer is visionary. Visionary means he's able to share the kind of a plan or the kind of a strategy that is going to make his organization a going on concern. So a good employer normally shares what we call a vision with his people or with his or her employees. And he shares ideas, innovative ideas with his employees that helps them to see the chances and the prospects of growth in that particular organization. It is very, very important because that gives what we call employees the sense of belonging, and over and above all, perpetuity, that the company will continue in the near future. Of course, a good employer offers what we call flexible schedules. If you go to a country like UK, what normally happens is that employees know the number of hours they should work. And that therefore, they have got, by so doing, you allow your employees to have what we call a flexible work schedule that allows them, number one, to have time to raise up their family, to have time even to travel, to have time to commute maybe for a long distance, even to balance other jobs, because some people work in various organizations, not only one, and of course to attend to other important aspects of life, because no man is an island. We all have what we call other social engagements that are as important as any other factor in life. So very, very important to have what we call employers who are flexible in terms of how they treat the employees. What about great communication skills? A good employer ensures that the flow of information does not get what we call distorted along the way. So he knows how to communicate. He's an effective communicator. So if you are there and you have got employees, you must ensure that you're a good communicator to them, that you know how to speak, you understand their opinions, and over and above all, you inform the employees of coming changes or any modifications that the company is going through. People should not be caught unawares. So you need to communicate to the employees, no matter even as we talk about what we call the organogram or what we call the hierarchy of leadership. It is important that the employers become good communicators to the employees. What about financial benefits? Every person who wants to work in an organization looks forward to what we call access to finances. Because basically, you can only grow if the organization you are serving has either made arrangements with financial institutions where you can go and maybe borrow money at, of course, subsidized rates. The employer negotiates on behalf of the employees, and that one gives staff members what we call the platform to grow. So financial benefits are very, very important. Apart from the salary and other intrinsic and extrinsic motivations that employees normally get from the employers, it is important that you provide financial benefits ranging from health insurance to pay medicals, and of course, what we call salary increment in case an employee has done well. What about an employer who promotes empowerment? Great employers create work environments that are motivational. That is one of the things that inspiration and driven. Employers empower employees by sharing with them strategic outlines such as the company goals, mission, vision, and feedback. This motivates employees to remain efficient, positive, and committed. So those are some of the things that we need to consider when we are entering into an organization. We know of some companies that employ and they keep the turnover very, very high, meaning that you work there for 6 months, either you are hired or the environment is not conducive for you to work, and therefore you leave the employment, which is not very, very good. So a good employer promotes empowerment. A good employer is an active listener. Any organization that does not embrace what we call listening to what is on the ground, I tend to think that company does not go very far. Respecting others' thoughts and opinions requires self-awareness and humility. Good employers understand and respect the employees from different perspectives. Good employers listen to employees' ideas without dismissing them and respond to them in acknowledgement. Appreciate, because when you give your employees a chance to hear nobody has monopoly of ideas. Whether you're a professor, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, or whichever profession, whether you're an accountant, whether chartered or not, whether you're a chartered marketer, chartered financier, it doesn't matter. What happens is that all of us, nobody has got a monopoly of ideas. A good employer is an active listener to what his or her employees are saying. Sometimes they say things that may not be very appealing to you, but that does not automatically lead to you either victimizing the employee or rather trying to look for ways of terminating him. That is not fair. A good employer is supportive. A good employer assigns tasks to employees having or rather knowing they might need guidance and time to produce the desired results. An employer's role is to provide employees with what we call guidance and mentorship. So you need to offer guidance and mentorship, encouraging dialogue among employees, promoting teamwork, building relationship with employees is very, very important and very critical to make sure the company achieves its overall objective. What about personal growth? A company that's a good employer ensures that, for instance, there's some courses that your employees needs to be taken through. There's so many courses. Some of them might be job oriented, or others might even be personal growth oriented. So a good employer ensures that you empower, you capacity build your staff members, and by so doing, you develop their skills, and this provides what we call extra training for your staff members, and therefore there is what we call career mobility and career growth. A good employer promotes what we call personal growth. Respect. It is never bought, and respect is not one way, it is two-way. Respect me, I respect you. So if you don't respect your employees, then don't expect things to work out for you. So it is very, very important to ensure that you respect your employees. Good employers should show respect in their workplace, regardless of their circumstances. Good employees respect good employers, they normally respect their employees, even if their ideas are controversial or do not align with the company values. Practicing respect reduces the possibilities of future conflict and tension within the workplace. What about integrity? A good employer promotes what we call integrity. People must be guided by what we call integrity and character. What does integrity basically entail? It demonstrates what we call people being honest and sincere, and of course within the purview of the areas they have been given to serve. That's a good employer. If a good employer is fair, I don't even have to elaborate on that. And a good employer provides security and safety for the staff members. If you do that, if you know that you're doing that, then you're assured of what we call productivity within your organization. And that's a very perfect thing to maybe sometimes take cognizance of before you pride yourself into some organizations. Thank you, Madam Esther Wero Africano. You'll be getting your certificate today. We also require to look at what we call some of the qualities of good employees. Number one, very, very brief phrase, that they are dedicated to their work. Now we have looked at what we call good characteristics, or what the trait of a good employer. Let us also now take a bit of time to look at what we call some of the characteristics of good employees, because as much as we expect an employer to be good and nice to us, we also have something to give back to them. And one of them is what we call dedication. You must be committed and dedicated to your work that you've been given. So dedication is very, very, dedication is basically a strong sense of support and loyalty to the business, to a business or career role that you've been given. Committed employees are more often purpose-driven in both their lives and their careers, and they have passion to their work. They do not have to be followed by your employer. They have a positive attitude towards their job. They observe punctuality. They don't go to work late. Good employees, they are flexible and they have been given special tasks by the employer. What about confidence? They have confidence. Confidence and productivity work together, because you already know what it is that the employer hired you for. You understand your job description, your job specification. And if the employer decides to do what we call job analysis, or job review for that matter, or performance appraisal, confident employees not only believe in their own abilities to manage tasks, but they are also more likely to convince managers, co-workers, and customers of their abilities to do that. So you must be confident as a good employee. What about reliability? You must be a reliable employee. A reliable and dependable employee is a trusted one. And reliability is a very, very important factor in knowing that the job will get done and it will get done well. Reliable employees are valuable in their workplace because they prove that they can finish their work without necessarily being supervised. Very, very important. And they show, and becoming a reliable employee, we need to look at this. It includes showing up to work-related events. So if there is what we call a work-related function, you must be there. Coming to work on time, reliable employees, they report to work on time. Reliable employees are consistently meeting deadlines. Reliable employees, they produce what we call high quality work. Reliable employees, they show eagerness to take on more significant responsibilities. Reliable employees, they take initiative when needed. Then they exercise what we call teamwork. Teamwork are very, very important because the teamwork brings the element of collaboration, and collaboration requires excellent communication skills, patience, tolerance, and dedication. And this one, good team players are very flexible in nature. They are committed to their work. They are reliable. They are strong problem solvers and supportive and respectful of their coworkers. Good employees are independent. They have independence. You do not have to be supervised. You do not have to be superintended in order for you to work. These are some of the characteristics of good employees. What about leadership? Strong leadership skills can help you move your company forward. They can also help you guide your team members towards developing their skills of their own. Influential leaders have a wide collection of skills, including self-confidence, reliability, and honesty. They have strong organizational skills. They have ability. Those good employees, they have ability to identify a team's strengths and weaknesses. Confidence in the ability that leads teams to levels never expected. And they have the ability to inspire others to go to their levels. And they give feedback in a very, very constructive manner. A good employee has got what we call good interpersonal communication skills. The relationship, he's a good communicator and demonstrates this through what we call a high level of professionalism, an open-minded approach to new ideas, and the ability to interpret non-verbal communication patterns. You can imagine. Then they are self-aware. They are self-aware of who they are. They have got strong emotional intelligence. They understand their role the role they play within the team. And over and above all, they keep on asking and learning through getting what we call feedback. Good employees are men and women of integrity. I will not repeat on integrity. Good and women, they are people who can be trusted at all times. And with those few remarks, are you there as an employee? Are you there as an employer? We need meeting of the minds so that we can become the very best that the Lord wanted us to be. It's always a pleasure talking to you people, and I thank God for you, and I look forward to hearing from either employers, desirers of us doing what we call capacity building, and more so as we enter into the new year, or those people who have got what we call that culture of empowering their staff members. My name remains Dr. Paul Kibicho, business and financial consultant, a lawyer, among other caps that I have. May God bless you, and I wish you a very, very good evening. Shalom, shalom, shalom.